Good Tuesday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and our live coverage with the Epic Racing Association AMP Grading and Excavating Late Model Stock Car Series, USA Speedway, one of our favorite tracks to go to, 0.6 of a mile to go around the inside. We've got 22 Asphalt Warriors getting ready to get after it tonight. I am running a little behind only because I was working on some stuff to try to enhance the broadcast, and it did not work out for me. So we had to scrap it until next time. So we will get going without our complement of regular stuff. I did get a confirmation that my t-shirts have finally shipped, but I do not have a delivery date. So looking forward to getting those and checking them out. Hopefully while I have a little time off after my procedure tomorrow, I'll be able to package a few things up and get those shipped out here pretty quick. So I'll let everybody know as soon as I do. All right, now, not a lot going on in here. These guys are just getting some practice in. I have not seen anything out of the ordinary. We got a couple of things to talk about since this is the Veterans Memorial Race. We're going to go down here. I'm going to try to get you close enough to see that 81 car right there. That is Jeff Werdeman. And Jeff Werdeman is honoring the 5 Sullivan brothers. The Sullivan Brothers Veterans Museum in Waterloo, Iowa. He lives in Waterloo and wants to honor somebody close to him in his hometown here. On November 13th, 1942, the USS Juno was torpedoed by a Japanese submarine during the naval battle of Guadalcanal. The Juno was damaged and sank in less than 60 seconds, killing 687 sailors aboard, including officers, and all 5 Sullivan brothers. Only 10 sailors were rescued, and they were in the sea for 8 days waiting on that rescue. There is a USS The Sullivans commissioned ship to honor them, and they were also part of the basis for the movie Saving Private Ryan and the Fighting Sullivans. So the 81 car honoring the Sullivans. Now we're going to move over. I don't know if John Payette. Yeah, he is on track. John Payette is out here. And I like this car because I do like that old airplane with the riveted metal look on it. And he's got some Air Force insignias on that car. And he is honoring his father. His father flew B-25s, B-17s, and B-29s. And his dad is honored on the hood of the car. With the Warbirds of America logo. He was set to leave with the crew on a B-17 to go into the war, and right before he did, he was pulled away from that crew and was kept aside in the States and transitioned into a B-29. After his passing, his family learned of what his true mission was. He was part of the Manhattan Project and did long-range bomb drop testing. And ultimately, those missions led to the dropping of the atomic bombs in Japan on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So, we have some POW stuff. I think the 6 car has some stuff on the hood. We'll have to try to get a good look at that. There is your B-17, your B-25, and your B-29 on the hood of Mr. Payette's car. And I'm a big fan of honoring our veterans, for sure. So very happy that these guys are doing this here tonight. What did I just do? There we go. Phew, scared myself. I thought I just shut the whole thing down. All right, let's get ready for qualifying this evening. After the qualifying, these guys are going to do their redraw, and they'll take us in. We'll try to show that to you live. I don't think we've missed one yet. Thank goodness. Small favors. Here comes the 16 of Mr. Marvin Turnmeyer, and as you can see, he is all kinds of patriotic tonight. Normally that car would be a bright shade of red, and tonight is a bright shade of red, white, and blue, and how fitting on the night as important as it is for what I will go out on a pretty fat limb and say will be the history of our country, one way or another. We're either going to make history or be history tonight. Hope everybody went out and voted. Marvin Turnmeyer crossed the line. He'll be the first to post time for us here tonight, and he is at 21.49 seconds. Let's go watch the guy that dominates the series. In the 91 car, that car is red, white, and blue tonight. Normally that car is not these cars. He's got the Statue of Liberty on that 91 machine tonight. Oh, that was a moment right there. Wow, he had to just save that car, not do anything else. Not think about the rest of that lap and just refocus and try to get it on this one because, wow. Joey Connor, on the other hand, 21.36, he's the quickest. We are used to seeing this guy go right up there and do it. Now it's Vinny Aldridge Davis. Kyler Davis goes second quick. Where will the 91 land? He was 16th quick on his first lap. He's quick time, 21.32 seconds. Matt Eddy. Andrew Perry on track as well. Andrew Perry in his standard orange and white amp grading and excavating machine. Ricky LeDuc not taking time. Doesn't look like Jeffrey Town, Ricky LeDuc, Andrew Rutherford, Gerard Lawrence, all newer drivers in the series. I don't think any of them will be taking time. So we're watching the end of it. Pete Dillon's back in action tonight. He's fourth quick right now. So the Connors, Dillon and Joey, 1-2. Kyler Davis, Pete Dillon, and Adam Vinny. Going to be our top 5 in qualifying. 75 laps tonight? I may have misspoken. I think it's 75 laps tonight. I looked, and, well, I'm getting old, and I forget things. I'm sorry, guys. You only have until they roll off at the start of the feature tonight to get your over-unders in. So don't forget that. You know my number is always going to be number 7. That number is gone. So be sure that you get your numbers into the chat. Okay, we're going live somewhere. Yeah, we're going live here. Why is that still doing that?
Damn it.
That's crazy.
All right, I think you guys saw what was going on there. So that's what do you do? Good luck, guys.
Thank you, sir. You too.
All right, you saw it. The front ain't changing. The front row there is not changing at all. The Connors are going to be up front. They're going to have total control of this race from the start. Somebody's going to have to go up there, and they're going to have to work to pass them. I've got Barbara at 6 tonight. Bill is on the 9. I guess I could probably go look and see if they gave me a delivery date finally. Yesterday they didn't have a delivery date for the shirts, but they were in shipping. And I had a tracking number. So maybe they just hadn't been picked up yet from the distribution center. I don't know. I'm not sure. All I know is I'm ready to have T-shirts again. Dirt Racing Network, Digital Sim Sports Network. The Digital Sim Sports Network ones are still, we cannot figure out why they keep copyright violating our logo. It's hilarious because it's my logo. I commissioned it. I had it made. I paid for it. It's my logo. No, it hasn't been registered with a trademark yet, but it doesn't need to be. I can use it however I like, and they're not letting me do that. So mildly frustrated. And by mildly, I mean chew up a barbed wire fence and spit out some really nice nails. Frustrated. So we'll see. Hopefully we get those very fast. Right now we still have DRN shirts, which they're going to have some Monday Night Thunder stuff. We're compiling a list of feature winners for those because at the end of the season we're going to have to order a bunch of feature winner T-shirts. So I would think the guys are in the driver's meeting. I want to let you know that tomorrow night, KR Stolfus will be on the call for us over at Midwest Truck Series. Those guys are headed to Knoxville, Iowa, to race on the dirt in the Craftsman trucks. So jump in, say hi to KR. Tell him you like me better anyway. Just, because he does that to me all the time. And I need people on my side for a change. But say hi to him. Let him know that you're watching. Thursday night, my fingers are crossed that I will be able to be back in here yapping. That this oral procedure that I have to have doesn't put me down for a few days. It's just a 24-hour or even a 36-hour thing, and I can get back at it pretty quickly. At least talking. Eating is going to be a whole other adventure for me. But talking, I think, is going to be fine early. And we'll see how that goes. But I plan on being here for Red Driver Mighty Midgets on Thursday night. Then we started up on Sunday. We're going to doubleheader Sunday, doubleheader Monday, singles on Tuesday, Wednesday, and doubleheaders on Thursday. So business picking up around here. We like it. We like it a lot. This always happens in the cold part of the year, and we really enjoy all the shows. We're just waiting for them to be done with the qualifying session. They'll have a couple of minutes in the warm-up. We'll try to grab a couple of guys. I don't know. Is Payette in here? Yeah. We may bring our racers with info in and try to talk to them. I don't know what's going on there. I don't like it. But we may very well try to grab our guys that gave us info sheets tonight and let them talk for a second about their own cars. And I think both deals are really cool. Payette's deal, that's pretty amazing. It isn't often that you find somebody that you interact with on any kind of basis that had anything to do with the Manhattan Project. And that's well, you're either on one side of the fence or you're on the other on that thing, I think. And I'm on the side of science, so I think the whole thing was pretty cool. And then with Werdeman's deal, honoring some people you never knew, and he lives in the same town where their museum's at, and I'm sure that's how he has the familiarity, but still pretty cool. And I'm sure it's something that's close to him, not physically, but it probably touches him that he is there, and that's got to be hard. A whole family of brothers on one boat. And I'm sure we've all heard the story about that. It was a pretty harrowing deal anyway, but I think I've seen that story I don't know how many times because they looked for the boat for a while to try to bring it up. I'm a big fan of Josh Gates, and he was on that deal. Expedition Unknown, he was on one of those searches. Either way, if you don't get your over-unders in before they roll off of the grid, that means when that pace car starts to roll, once they're out here for the 75-lapper, that is it. It is shut down. Like to see some new faces in there, so don't be shy. Give us an over-under number on what you think the caution count will be for tonight's big main event. Well, you know what? We could change that. That didn't happen. I don't know why. All right, warm-up session going. We're going to find out how long we give these guys. We're going to grab a couple of guys. And we're going to grab them both. We're going to bring them in. We're going to give them a moment because they're the only two guys that were brave enough on Honor Your Veterans Night to give us info sheets. So I'm going to let them both have a moment to tell us in their own words about their paint schemes on their cars and what they're representing. I already read all of the type. But John Payette, I want you to go first because I told everybody about what is on your car. And, I think it's best if they can hear it in your words because I find that absolutely fascinating to be associated in any way with anybody that had somebody on the Manhattan Project, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. My dad was a B-29 pilot. He flew B-25s, B-17s, and transitioned into the B-29. And right before they sent him overseas with his B-17 crew, they pulled him and made him part of the Manhattan Project, where he did long-range flight tests with the B-29 silver plates and did some of the bomb testing out in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, I find that wild. We all saw the movie. We've all heard about the Manhattan Project, and I think it was polarizing one way or the other. You either were behind it or you were against it, or maybe some people have found some middle ground on it. I'm not sure. I don't care. I think the whole thing was pivotal to the continuation of the way things kind of should have been in the world at the time, and to know anybody who knows somebody directly involved with that project, man, I'm really blown away that I found that in the racing community. So we really appreciate the service and love that you are honoring that with that race car tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, now we'll move on. We'll talk to Jeff Werdeman. And Jeff, I know you've got something that is near and dear, and I mean like physically near, and I know it's dear because you did it. So we want to make sure that you get a chance to talk about yours as well.
Yeah, thank you, Roger. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Sullivan brothers. I don't know if you've heard about the 5 Sullivan brothers. They were naval servicemen, and they were on the USS Juno during World War II, and during the Battle of Guadalcanal. The Juno was struck by a Japanese submarine, and within a minute it had sunk, and almost 700 people perished. I think there was only 10 survivors. All 5 of the Sullivan brothers were on that submarine, or on that ship, and that is the basis of 2 movies. In 1944, they had The Fighting Sullivans, and then more famously in 98, Saving Private Ryan. That theme there of finding Private Ryan was based off of the Sullivan brothers. I live in Waterloo currently. That is where they lived. And the Grout Museum District in Waterloo created the Iowa Veterans Museum, and they dedicated it as the Sullivan Brothers Iowa Veterans Museum. So I've got that on the hood of the car. Also, I've got it on the tail of the car, I believe, as well. So I did in my other life where I did some stuff in the radio world. I did an awful lot with the veteran stuff at the Iowa Veterans Museum. So it's a cause that's near and dear to my heart. So I wanted to put that on the card these next 2 weeks.
Well, that's fantastic, and I had told everybody on the broadcast that I knew about this. I have seen many little documentaries and different things about the Juno, and so I was pretty well aware. In fact, during one of them, the Sullivan brothers have been, were kind of a focal point of the whole deal, because how do you get a whole family of brothers on one boat? It's almost statistically impossible, and then for that to happen, it just, it's one of those mind-boggling deals. But, man, we appreciate both of you guys for honoring all the veterans and being in here on this and at least giving us some information to talk to the fans about, because that makes it that much more special. And now maybe these guys will pull a little bit for the 81, the 5, and because they know a little bit more about what's on the card tonight.
Well, Roger, I'm going to be honest with you. Based on my performance so far in qualifying and practice, this is probably the only time I'm talking to you tonight.
Well, I appreciate your optimism and your honesty, sir. We're going to let you get back to it because the practice session is almost over. John Payette, thank you, sir, very much for getting in here and chatting with us and letting us know what was on your car, and good luck out there tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
A couple of our drivers that have given us the information that we needed so that we could talk to you about it. I know there's a couple of more cars out there, but we just didn't get the information about them, so we can't talk about them, and that's unfortunate. I would rather talk to you about what is on those cars than just tell you, hey, you know what, there was Dylan Connor, and he's got something patriotic on his car. I don't know what it was. But it was patriotic. It was red, white, and blue. It looked like it had an American flag. It had an eagle on it, and I'm happy about that. Somebody just grabbed this. Who grabbed this? Ron, I got the 7, but you can have it too. I'll give it to you because I can promise you I never win. So if we hit on 7, I'm going to be ecstatic anyway. Let's get ready to get down here. We did the redraw. We know the front 3 rows are going to be just a little different. But we do know that front row ain't changing one bit. I do think Adam Vinny comes up to row number 2. And I want to say Kyler Davis scoots over. Pete Dillon goes back to Vinny's spot. Turnmeyer goes up a row. And Eldred drops to 7th. They'll do this when they roll off. But we know that the 8th starter is going to be the 88 of Matt Eddy. And we'll move to row 5 for the 33 of Andrew Perry on the inside. Matt Knowles on the outside. Austin DeMore, the 7 car. He's got the row 6 spot inside. Jeff Werdeman, we just talked to him. He is in that same row on the outside. John Payette, the 5 car. That is going to be a row number 7 with Josh Westendorf in the 92. The 77 is Sean McLaughlin, the 8th row inside, next to Chris Griffin in the 12. John Brenner in the 46. He starts a row number 9 inside, and he's got Barry Hines in the 8 on his outside. Been a long time since we've seen Barry in the series, and it's good to see him back. Jeffrey Town, the 102, row 10 inside, next to Andrew Rutherford. Those both rookie drivers. The 270 of Rutherford. And the 102 of Town. And then Ricky LeDuc of the 96 and Gerard Lawrence in the 127. We've seen that 27 car. We know what he's capable of. They hold down row 11 and our 12th and final row on the inside. Brandon Zachary in the 19. Now we'll get back to the front. So Connor, then Vinny and Dillon. Turnmeyer and Eldred, and Kyler Davis was the car that moved back there to row number 4 on the inside. So we're about to get our green when we come down here and get into turn 4. Pavement on this track. I'm so used to seeing this track with dirt on it. I can't remember how long it's been since I've seen it with pavement. I know we ran here a while back in one of the series, either ERA or Mars. But it's been a while. It's probably been 4 or 5 months since we've seen it. We've seen it probably twice that, 3, 4, 5 times on dirt. I know Dirt Slingers brings the big blocks here because it's such a big, long track, and it makes it for a great race. But the green flag is out. We're underway. 50 lapper tonight. I thought it was 75. It's still going to be quite a race. 0.6 of a mile around the inside. And I think Adam Vinny is going to try to get up here. He wants to go up here and try to put some pressure on these Connor boys right away. 7 car of Pete Dillon. Pete Dillon's car looks really good tonight. Different than what we're used to seeing. Big wiggle out of the 90. Joey Connor had a moment coming off a 4 right there. He is challenged now on the inside by Dillon in the 7. Behind that, there's Turnmeyer in the 16. And Eldred back in his familiar wild yellow, orange, and black paint scheme. All cars in the fence. Woo, I don't know who got in the fence first, but I know who's going to get in the back of him. And now we got one getting turned down onto the bottom. He loses the car, goes across. That's just it. We're going to go back to the start of that. Wow, that was a lot to take in right there. So let's back up just a little bit because I want to get here. Oh, he was there on the inside and got a little hooked and turned into the fence. Then a bump and then a turn right there. The 88 got the 90 because he wasn't sure where he was going, I think. And that just starts a big O chain reaction. There is 5 cars sitting right there. A couple of the rookies are in this. And then that 8 car of Barry Hines was part of it as well. Brandon Zachary in the 19. Well, he might be done. Joey Connor smoking, rolling down the backstretch. Yeah, that car probably engine expiring. 19 car hurt real bad as well. That's the new guy, Brandon Zachary. Gerard Lawrence may have gotten a piece of it. We're trying to get a look. I know his car was parked right there. Yep, got a little bit because the front valence is pushed in just a tiny bit. I think Andrew Rutherford's the only lucky one in that deal. I think he got his car completely shut down. He got it stopped. He didn't have any contact. So Dylan Connor had the lead. Here comes the 7 of Pete Dillon. That car 2 feet wider on the front end. He's almost running a modified out here tonight at this point. And he got hooked and turned into the fence first, and then was trying to get the car back up underneath him, and then everything kind of went wild down there in turn 1, and he ends up getting back into the wreck with the same car. So Hines is looking to get his fixed. Rutherford behind. Not sure why he's in. Maybe he got a little piece of that and we just couldn't see the damage. Joey Connors up front. Pete Dillon. All 4 cars on pit road. As our drivers are anxious to get back to it. They are doubling up already. Connor, Vinny Turnmeyer, Eldred, Davis, and Eddie are all up here. In the front 3 rows, ready to get back after it. And the lights go off on our pace vehicle. And that means we are going back green this time out of turn 4. Got at least 1 car waiting to go out, and I think that's Andrew Rutherford in the 270. Waiting for the field to pass, and he'll rejoin in the 21st spot, and I believe he stayed on the lead lap. So, we'll ditch the pace truck right here. We'll get ready to go back at it.
Green, green, green.
And right at the end of the start zone, we're going to get that green flag. Side by side. They'll come out of turn 2. They're still side by side all the way back through the field. Now Connor has an advantage. He's clear by a car length. Oh, big wreck behind. This is going to start stuff again. This was kind of, oh my goodness, this was kind of a big crash. Let's go and let's watch the 19. He's going to get in it. It's already happening in front of him. That's the 92 of Westendorf. Yeah, let's see. Let's just rewind it really fast. I hate rewinding, but sometimes it's the best thing that can happen. John Payette was right there. Westendorf moves up. I don't think Payette could go any further. Little right hook. You can see Chris Griffin is in it. Gerard is in it again. So rough time getting started here at USA. We get a lap in, and it does narrow up coming off the corners, I will say. This track looks like it's nice and racy and wide and all of those things, but you come off those corners, it narrows up pretty quick. And you don't have to be offline very much to start having issues. And we've seen that twice down the front stretch now, with a guy coming off the inside of turn 4, and the guy on the outside is already there with his nose. And you put that left front nose piece right against the right rear bumper cover, and the next thing you know, the guy on the inside is turned into the outside wall head first. So Pete Dillon, John Payette, Josh Westendorf, Chris Griffin, they're all on pit road right now. Barry Hines getting a lap back. I think John Brunner is also on pit road. And I don't know if Joey Connor is not going to be able to return or not. I thought maybe they would be able to do something, but that engine might just be done. That may be a short night for the driver of the 90 car. The Constitution is on the hood of the 91 car. So we'll try to count them up once we get them shuffled all the way through. I think we got about 6 on pit road. We got 1 trying to get laps back still, I think. He is still a lap down. Still 1 lap down. Dylan Westendorf, Payette, and Joey Connor, Andrew Rutherford, Ricky LeDuc, all still on pit road. Somebody's rolling there on pit road. Let's see if we can figure out who it is. It's going to be, I think Andrew Rutherford is the car that was moving. He's trying to make his way back onto the track and join the back of the field here. We're getting ready to go green again. It has not been a very good start to the evening. See if we can get more than a couple of laps in here and get some things going. Connor, Vinny, Turnmeyer, Eldred, Davis, and Perry are the front 3 rows right now. So we're going to go side by side. I want to get down here close because I saw another red, white, and blue car, and that's Matt Knowles. 15 car adorned in red, white, and blue instead of the green and white that we normally see. I do see the 77 of McLaughlin, and it looked like he had Wounded Warrior Project on the car. McLaughlin in 9th. Knowles now drifting back to 10th. Here comes the 2 of Town. And he's got Jeff Werdeman tucked in behind him. The battle at the front seems to be settled except for second place, and Marvin Turnmeyer made a move. Went to the high side, and he is going to grab second. Adam Vinny still third for the time being, but Kyler Davis has thoughts about that. Matt Eddy side by side with Mr. Eldred, and Bob Eldred got a good run out of 4, and he is going to move in front of. So we're single file all the way back to this battle, and that's Town and McLaughlin side by side for 9th and 10th. That battle seems to be over for the moment. Maybe McLaughlin going to try the crossover and come back at him, but doesn't look like it's going to work out. As Werdeman works inside of Knowles. And Werdeman's going to be methodically patient about this, and this may make this go on for a little while here because Jeff Werdeman not going to take unnecessary chances, and neither is Matt Knowles. We'll go back to the front because Connor isn't going any faster than he has to. He's gauged the speed of the cars behind him, and he's running just fast enough to stay in front of him. He's going to manage his tires. This is what he does. You get him out front, and then he just manages the pace of the entire race. Last 10 laps, he'll drive away. He'll pull 2-3 seconds on these guys when we get to 10 to go. Smart, methodical, thinks about everything that's going on. I'm looking here at Barry Hines. Barry Hines still a lap down. Payette is out, and Joey Connor also out of this one. John Brunner is battling up here with Chris Griffin. That's 18th and 19th. So get back a little closer. Adam Vinny's made a move to get inside on Turnmeyer. Try to take second back. Turnmeyer is going to fight hard on the top side. That's Marvin Turnmeyer's MO. He is going to fight you for every inch. You're going to have to work to pass him. Turnmeyer got a little loose there off 4, was able to keep it out of the right rear corner of the 11. Ultimately, Adam Vinny's going to go by, and that door is going to stay open long enough that Kyler Davis is going to take a peek. If the door stays open too long, he may be back in 11th before Marvin Turnmeyer finds him a place to get back in line, because now Bob Eldred is working that inside line, and Matt Eddy is tucked in right behind him, and Matt Eddy does have a patriotic paint. See, that car is usually just a solid green, and tonight it looks really good as the American flag. Oh, this time Matt Eddy, and that's going to do that. Almost contact between Turnmeyer and Eldred, and then coming off the corner. Close quarters racing. And I said, these corners narrow up when you come up on the straightaways. Matt Eddy's going to pay the brunt of the bill on that one, because the front end of that car heavily damaged. We're going to see where. I don't see smoke. So he may not have killed the car, but he definitely killed the nose on the car. He'll go in, and they'll see if they can pull it out. And then he'll have to start over trying to work his way through the field. Host of cars coming on to pit road, about 7 of them. Rutherford, Gerard Lawrence, Chris Griffin, Matt Eddy, Josh Westendorf. Josh Westendorf, he's got the patriotic scheme on his car. He's got the Yo Hey Dudes on that 92 car. I told him last night, I said, I actually have those patriotic Hey Dudes in my collection. So we got about 18 in the books, and it's still all Dylan Connor. But Adam Vinny had taken second away from Marvin Turnmeyer. Kyler Davis gets a piece of that, and he gets up to third. Eldred, Perry, DeMoore, Town, McLaughlin, Werdeman. And Matt Knowles rounding out the top 10. I was trying to figure out who that was behind. That's Ricky LeDuc in that 93 Amico car. Somebody else in the series at the very beginning used to run that car, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of that driver. Won a couple of races in the series at the very beginning of it. It'll come to me eventually. John Brunner in behind that. Barry Hines, Gerard Lawrence, Chris Griffin, Marvin Turnmeyer finally back out on the track, and he is joining the back of the field. And Turnmeyer may be playing it smart. He may have went and got him some new skins, and he may be, when everybody else pits, the guy that gets to stay out and not have that old of tires. If we get another caution. We are on caution number 3, and no one has picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is gone, 7 is gone, and 9 is gone, and that was our choices for this evening. Expect to get the one to go this time. Still see cars on pit road from that view right there. Lights are off on the pace truck. That means we're going to go green the next time we come out of turn number 4. Sean McLaughlin up to 7th, and Jeff Town. Town did a good job last week. Got himself a podium. Started at the back of this one again, and he's going to work his way towards the front. We'll see how close he can get. We still got 32 laps to go.
Green.
So a lot of racing left as we go back to green. Adam Vinny had to deal with Marvin Turnmeyer on the outside, and we'll see. If he presses the issue a little here, I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to have to fight to keep second. He stayed up there maybe just a lap too long, or a half a lap anyway. And he's got Kyler Davis, up the inside. Bob Eldred tucked in behind Davis. Once again, if the door stays open long enough, you're going to watch the 11 car. It's going to look like he's dragging an anchor. He may go backwards pretty quick here. As there are no gaps. They're all nose to tail right here. Bob Eldred's view. Davis finally moves up. Eldred's alongside Vinny. Trying to be smooth. He clears Adam Vinny, moves himself into third. Vinny's got company. That's Andrew Perry, the 33 car. We have not seen much of him in a while, and here he is. Inside the top 5, trying to chase down third place. Werdeman is also in this hunt. He's in 8th. You see 5 cars right there. That is 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. There's 9th and 10th right behind, and don't look now, but Gerard Lawrence has the 27 car fixed. And he's worked his way through the field inside the top 10. He's looking for more as he cuts to the inside. I don't think he's got enough run to get there on Leduc at the moment. They are stacking up behind that side-by-side battle. Andrew Perry and Adam Vinny. Jeffrey Town wants to find an opening enough to get between them or get inside of the 33 and make one of them have to back out. Top 3 are starting to get away, and Dylan Connor is still just managing the race, exactly doing what he wants to do. He has run about the same lap time as the other 2 cars behind him, step for step. So now they get it singled out all the way back through 6th for now, and Adam Vinny settles in there in the gap behind Jeffrey Town. In front of Austin DeMoore, Ricky Leduc, Gerard Lawrence, and Jeff Werdeman, who's still in the top 10. Oh, a little stacking up. Yeah, I thought that might happen. Turnmeyer's going around. Yeah, I was afraid of this. Let's get up here and let's go with a little bit of drone cam. And we're going to watch from Turnmeyer's vantage point. 270 got a little loose, got on the apron, got up, and then he gets into the left rear corner of the 81. It stacks a couple guys up. McLaughlin spun it out. So did Brunner. And Jeff Werdeman riding right there. And he may not have known the 270 had his nose in there, but when he got down on that apron and got that car out of shape, it started to come back up the track. There was just nowhere to go. So we've crossed under halfway. We've got 21 laps remaining. Connor, Davis, Eldred, Perry, Town. Top 5. Then Demore, LeDuc, Lawrence, Rutherford. I think it'll be Hines, Turnmeyer, and Vinny, as Adam Vinny went on pit road. He's coming off. He's going to join the field. Some cars on pit road. He's going to get a chance to pass. So he may be here in the top 10. We'll see where he actually shakes out once we get all the way. That's caution number 4. So just a couple of more. And Barbara will hit her number again. Right now, it looks like Vinny is going to be about 11th. Knowles behind him in 12th. Brunner, McLaughlin, and Griffin. That's the top 15. We have a host of cars numerous laps down. Brandon, Zachary, and John Payette. Well, John Payette's not back on track. He'd be about 24 laps down if he was. Showing up in the timing, but he is not on the racetrack. Matt Eddy once again on pit road. And something must still be amiss with the 88 car. Lights are still on the pace truck. They'll probably go off this time. They do. So everybody will be doubled up. Yeah, Matt Eddy's car just now rolling away from pit road, so he's going to rejoin the field. He'll stay on the lead lap, but he will rejoin 19th. And Jeff Werderman's going to have to hustle unless he's going to go a lap down here because they're into turn 3. All right, pace truck's out of the way. 21 laps remaining.
Green, green, green.
And the green flag back in the air. And Kyler Davis, usually pretty spot on his starts and restarts. He's going to fight a little here. He's going to be dead alongside down the backstretch drag race. Connor probably pressed the issue a little, try to go hard. He wants that lead. He wants to be able to dictate the pace. He doesn't want anybody up there that is telling him how to do this. He doesn't. He tries to get to the front and then settle in, and he is not going to get clean out in front yet. If we get 20 laps side-by-side race at the end of this thing, that will be amazing. But Bob Eldred probably won't allow that to happen. He's probably going to do something if these guys don't sort it out in the next few laps. Now half a car for Connor. Trying to clear that 6 car. Kyler Davis is going to have to work. Ew, you're trying to work a little too hard. He'll give up second. Will he give up third? Because Town's going to get the nose in there. And he may be the guy going backwards in a hurry here. He tried to force the issue a little on the exit of 4. Car got a little tight, then it got a little loose. And Bob Eldred will go after Dylan Connor, no doubt. We saw him go after him the last time these two went together. Oh! Good save, driver number 6. Had a little contact in the middle of 1 and 2, and he almost put it in the outside wall, but he gathered it up, kept it out of the fence. Going to give up some spots, but he's going to continue to race here. Ooh, that time he got into the right rear of the 77 of McLaughlin. McLaughlin went for a little cruise through the grass. He'll get back in line at about 16th. But McLaughlin with some fancy driving. Once that thing gets on the grass, you might as well be on ice. There is no grip down there, and he did a good job of keeping it facing forward. There's some contact. Pete Dillon into the outside fence again off the nose of the 270 of Rutherford. No cautions. So 14 to go this time by. Connor out in front. Eldred second. Town again up to third. LeDuc in the fourth spot. Perry in fifth and Lawrence is sixth. Vinny's in seventh. DeMore, Turnmeyer, and Knowles through your top 10. Welcome in, Beards. Starting to tick the laps down. Saw the right rear get up against the fence there, the 2 car. He just brushed it just a little bit on the exit. Bob Eldred is starting to get up here. He wants a little run. He wants to try to get to the inside. And I'll tell you what, I know that Connor will drive it down in there and then whoa, the brakes down. And you saw Eldred got in the back of him, but Connor is not going to let him just have that position. He's going to have to get it and put it in there where Connor can't do anything about it. Little wide, he'll cut down, try to get the run on the exit. Didn't materialize. Turn 2 may not be the place for that. Turn 4 very well may be where Bob Eldred wants to do that. But if he leaves that door open, Town is going to try to shove the nose of the 2 car in there, keep him from doing what he wants to do, and make him go outside. We're inside 10 to go, coming around. It'll be 9 this time. Top 3, top 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, single file. The battle isn't until you get back here. Kyler Davis and Barry Hines. 11th, 12th, and 13th, Rutherford right there. Don't want to lose sight of what's going on here. We're inside 10 to go, and this is usually when Connor cuts the horses loose and just drives away from everybody. He's been out front dictating the pace, being able to save his tires. Clean air, clean track. And this is usually when the 91 shines. Eldred gets close. He just cannot get the run on the exit that he needs to go after Dylan Connor. We'll be at the wave lap, 5 to go the next time. Andrew Perry's got a battle going on in his rearview mirror. Gerard Lawrence and Adam Vinny are side by side, 6th and 7th. Starting to equalize. Gap really starting to get pretty even here between Connor and Eldred. Town, on the other hand, well, he's ready to go. There is 4 laps remaining, and he wants another spot. He and Eldred will stay side by side in the backstretch. Eldred in and on the binders hard. He got it wound up and got it right back on line. It opened up another car length to the 91 car. And he's protecting second, but he's not able to go on the attack and go after Dylan Connor. And we're going to be down to 2 laps to go. This time Town with a good run through 3 and 4. He's got the nose there. And this is what Eldred needed to do to Connor. Get fully alongside mid-corner, and then he has an advantage. Couldn't do it. It looks like it's going to be another win for the 91 as he'll come to the white flag. The battle, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and they are all right on top of one another. Jeff Town gets around Eldred. Now can Eldred hang on and keep third? One more set of corners to go. Dylan Connor is going to win tonight from the pole here at USA Speedway. Town is second. And LeDuc grabs third by a nose. Good racing. They touched each other a little coming down the front stretch, but LeDuc able to hang on. So the hard charger, Ricky LeDuc, 18 spots improved from his starting position. And he picks up a podium finish. The fireworks off in turn number 3. Top 3 drivers will drive them up here for us. Yeah, I don't think we got a better one. I think we're going to go with this one. We'll find our drivers here. I think we have to wait for all. Oh, no, we don't. There's one right there. Let's see what we can do. There's Mr. Town. Connor. Eldred. Let's get our fourth place driver. He is our. Woo! I don't know. We can't type with the flip. How about that? Our fourth place driver. We'll talk to Bob Eldred real quick before everybody else gets here. Mr. Eldred, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
All right, man. That was hard fought. We saw you go after Connor, and yeah, he fought hard enough to keep the spot, and then I don't know, that hurt your tires a little bit, and there at the end, man, Jeff Town and those guys really put it on you.
It absolutely hurt the tires. I'm not the type of person to be able to run into the back of him to move him up the track, and I think that's what it would have taken tonight. The setup that we had tacked out real early on the straightaway, so if you had a run on the outside, you really couldn't make a drive to the inside. So I think it was going to take moving him for a couple drivers that were that close together. And I'm not willing to run into somebody to move them, and it made me tight. It got me tight, and I tried to race it out for Jeffrey and Ricky. Props to those guys. Those guys raced me clean as shit. I couldn't hold it down to the bottom anymore. I tried my best.
Well, it looks like overall this was a pretty good track. It was really simply one lane, and everybody was fighting for that same piece of real estate. A top 4. I mean, I don't know if there's a whole lot to complain about there. You gave everybody all they wanted all night long.
I think there was definitely more I could have done. I think if I was a little bit more disciplined, I could have kept a right front tire on it a little bit longer. But I saw Dylan start to come back a little bit, and I tried to make my move, and I think I tried to make it just a little bit too early, and everything else just failed from there.
Well, awesome, man. Give me a couple quick shout-outs. We'll let you get out of here tonight.
Shout-outs, as always, Marvin and the guys for putting this on. I mean, it's a blast to come over and run with you guys, and obviously you for broadcasting, and Dylan and Jeffrey. And what a drive by Jeffrey tonight from the back of the pack. He's going to be a contender once he's able to qualify and able to start up here instead of burning tires through the field.
Yeah. I said the same thing when you started your rookie campaign, the first 3-4 races, that driving up there and getting the podiums, somebody to contend with, and you've been here every night since, even since your qualifying has started to count. So he is somebody that I definitely am looking forward to see get up here and challenge all you guys at the front. But thanks for chatting with us, man. We appreciate it as always. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
10-4. Thanks a lot, man.
Bob Eldred. I am going to look one more time through this field, and I don't know. This might be the guy that I'm looking for. I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm going to move him to the wait. Well, I want to move him to the waiting room, but my Discord is not allowing that. That's very frustrating when you can't do exactly what you know you should be able to. So let's move him up there. Let's find out. Oh, my God. Really? Ricky LeDuc, is that you?
This is me.
All right, hang on. I got to turn your voice up just a little bit. Make sure that everybody can hear you. You started deep in this field. You started 21st, man, and you drove that thing all the way to a podium finish tonight. Tough sledding out there when everybody fighting for that very bottom lane.
Yeah, it absolutely is. There's definitely something to be said about that second groove, though. It's not easy. You know, I can think of other tracks where you get under somebody, you're going right around them, but I've always liked this track because it takes a fight to get, by somebody.
Well, you had a heck of a fight the last couple of laps just to get on the podium, and you got it by about, I don't know, the front fender of the car there, battling your way through, and then that last guy trying to pass Bob Eldred there. You guys race each other hard, but really, really clean. It's got to be fun when you can do that.
Yeah, I didn't care what position it's for. That was just super fun racing, Jeff Town up through the field, and then, I think Bob was running up front the whole time. I didn't really pay attention. I'm definitely new around here, but me and Jeff, got up to the front, and then, man, it's hard to get around them guys up there. I just barely got Bob because he got, knocked to the outside. It's really close field, really good stuff going on here in the series for sure.
All right, man, we'll give me a couple shout-outs, some thank yous. We'll let you get out of here, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Yeah, definitely gotta thank the guys for hosting this series. It's I believe Marvin and I think Jeff. Yeah, Marvin and Jeff. Appreciate them guys hosting the series. And my buddy Pete for kind of doing the invite, Pete Dillon, and yeah, good times. Absolutely a great race. I'm looking forward to be back.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll look forward to seeing if you can come from the back of the field next week. 2 or 3 weeks in the rookie campaign, it's always interesting watching those guys. We watched Jeff do it last week, and here he is again on the podium, and so we'll see if you can repeat this when we start up again next Tuesday.
You got it. Thank you.
Ricky Leduc finishing in third. Now we'll move over, and he's 2 for 2. He starts at the back. He drives through the field. He's methodical. He looks like he's being patient, but I think he's being just about as aggressive as he is patient, and it's paying off. I can't wait to find out what happens when his qualifying times are actually going to start counting. He gets to start a little closer to the front because then we might see some dogfights up here. But Jeff Town, another podium, man.
Yes, sir. Had to fight a little harder for this one. This track was tough to pass at.
Yeah, well, everybody's fighting for that bottom lane, and in, short of just flat moving the guy, you got to wait for him to make a mistake, or you got to put enough pressure on him where you get him looking back at the wrong time instead of looking forward, and maybe they'll just gift you a spot.
That's what I was kind of doing. I don't remember who was running second in front of me there for a while, but yeah, he was just not moving, so I had to start simulating peeking my nose a little bit, trying to just get him to mess up, and fortunately enough, I was able to root him up off the bottom there. As clean as I possibly could. It was great racing. Beside that, I'm glad it ended in a cleanly fashion, so great win to Dylan. Another good run. I'll take it.
All right, man. Give me some shout-outs before we let you get out of here.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for doing the broadcast. Thank Marv and Jeff for doing the league, and yeah, all the group of guys that I race with. Everybody in here, honestly, I'll say it again, over and over again. This is a great group of guys to race with. They race clean, respectful, and it makes it a lot more worthy of spending, an hour or two on this thing when you're racing against good, clean guys like this league's full of.
All right, man. Well, I can't wait to see what happens when your qualifying times are official and you don't have to start at the back, because that's going to change the complexion of a lot of these races, man. Good run again tonight. I look forward to seeing you next week, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And Jeff Town with another fantastic finish, and now we move on to the guy that's going to start to wonder at some point what's going on here, because all of a sudden he's going to have a whole lot of these hungry hounds on his bumper every lap of the way. He's not in danger of that tonight, as he went from pole to checkers and won this thing pretty well. Only had 1 or 2 challengers. Dylan Connor, you're doing it again, my friend, but we got some guys that look like they're going to come up here and challenge you.
Yes, sir. It's been like that every week with these guys. Very tough. They ain't not gonna let up each and every week, and that's what makes it so fun. You know, they race hard like that, but to be able to still race respectful with all them guys is what really makes it fun.
Yeah, look like you pretty much had your way. You were able to get out and do what you like to do. You like to dictate the pace of the race. You like to kind of keep an eye and keep those guys just at arm's length. Save as much tire as possible. Usually we see you start to drive away the last 5-10 laps of this thing. Tonight that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I tried to. The car started off great from how it was in qualifying. As far as the short run speed, it was. I mean, I couldn't ask for much better the way it handled. So I kind of tried to. When I seen him in my mirror double wide behind me, I knew that was my best opportunity to ride. Because once they got single file, you know, they're able to charge the corner a whole lot better. So I tried to ride here and there when they got double file and were battling back there. And yeah, those last 20 laps when Bob got up there and kind of seeing the way he was entering and how hard he was charging. And I was starting to push a little bit on that longer run the way my normal line was. So I moved up a lane in both corners entering, and I was able to drive off lower. And once I was able to do that and start doing that, I was able to put a little gap between us. But he was right on my heels all race.
Well, an awesome run, man. You come home with a victory again. Some shout-outs, some thank yous. We'll let you get out of here tonight.
Yes, sir. I want to thank you for always being up in the booth for us. I want to thank Marv and Jeff for everything they do for the league. Had a great car count tonight, up to 23 tonight. I want to thank Gunslinger Whiskey, A&P Grading, the main sponsors of the league. I want to thank my sponsors, Purrier Race Parts, Caldwell Banker Elite, and my buddy Caleb.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats again, and I'll see you on Sunday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Dylan Connor, 91 car wins again. And, man, you know what? Somebody's going to have to go beat the guy if they're going to keep him out of the victory circle. It's amazing watching him because he just he goes and he gets to the front. He wants to get there and just dictate the pace of the race. He tries not to abuse his stuff getting to the front. And if you let him get out there, man, he's hard to pass. And that's what a race car driver's got to do if he's going to win a lot of races. So he's pretty good at doing it. Connor, Town, and Leduc, 1, 2, 3. Eldred, a hard-fought fourth place tonight. Andrew Perry, good run for him. He finishes fifth. Adam Vinny in sixth. Gerard Lawrence in seventh. That's another rookie coming forward. Starts at the back. He picked up 15 spots in that run up there to a seventh-place finish. He'll be somebody when his qualifying times start to count that is going to be right in the mix of those guys. We're going to have 7 or 8 guys that are going to be all over each other all night long. That's going to make this series very exciting. Austin DeMore in 8th. Marvin Turnmeyer 9th. Matt Knowles was 10th. 11th. Andrew Rutherford, newcomer to the series. Kyler Davis in the 12th spot. Sean McLaughlin in 13th. Barry Hines 14th. John Brunner was 15th. 16th. Chris Griffin. Peter Dillon in the 17th spot. Josh Westendorf 18th. Matt Eddy 19th. Jeff Orderman 20th. 21st to Brandon Zachary, John Payette in 22nd, and Joey Connor. Early exit for him, man. He had problems on lap 2, and the engine expired on that thing, so he'll get credited with 23rd. Another great night of racing. Appreciate all you guys being here. Without you, there is no reason for us to do it. Without all the great leagues giving us fantastic racing like you just saw here again tonight, nothing for us to cover. Pats on the backs all the way around. KR Stolfus with you all tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern. Make sure you tune in for that. Say hi. Rib him and razz him a little bit. Tell him he's still not as good as Big Daddy Raj. And then tell him how good a job he's doing because KR is a lot of fun. They'll be with the Midwest Truck Series at Knoxville, Iowa Dirt Track. And then Thursday night, hopefully I will be back. Everything will be cool, and I'll be able to come back and talk to you guys about the Red Driver Mighty Midget Series. Until we see you again, rough side always faces down. Peace and love to everybody.